Otto, Unknown Mother Goose, Vocaloid cover. I'm excited to see what she's done with it. But we're going to do something a little bit differently here. I want to hear the Vocaloid version so that I can pull direct relationships between what the Vocaloid's doing, how Otto is translating that into her own mastery. But I have something to share with you. The community of Otto fans right here on my channel has been such an incredible experience for me. You guys are so kind in how you embrace the analysis that I do. You request great music. I love the music, and I've made friends simply from being interested in Otto and meeting other people who are interested in Otto. So I've created a free course that you can find linked in the pinned comment or video description that goes deeper with specific techniques that Otto does. And you can begin to put those things in your own voice. So on all the analysis that I do on Otto, we're going through a whole song and I'm pointing things out and I'm demonstrating and stuff like that. But we're going through the song. We're treating the song as this art piece that's being analyzed. In this free course, I'm looking at specific techniques and spending a lot of time showing you how to develop them from basic sensations that anybody can do all the way to what she's doing. So if you can make noise with your voice, you can do the things that are in this free course. Click that link below in the pinned comment or video description and join that course. I look forward to hearing how it unlocks things in your voice. Let's get going. I like all the sub-melodies, and the Vocaloid vocals are mixed quite low. There's this sort of like flat, there's a flatness to them in terms of the mix, not pitch or anything like that. But you have these other lines, these other instrumental things going on that almost take precedence over it. I don't know if that's normal for Vocaloid recordings. It's interesting though. It's a very different mix. Like that synth is way more prominent than the vocal line was. We've definitely heard Otto do stuff like that. But it's interesting because the rhythm is it's so on. You don't have this sense of push and pull like we absolutely do with Otto. Again, I don't know what she's done with this, but hers is live, and so I'm sure there's going to be an element of that. The other thing too is, because this stuff is done the way it's done, with it being programmed and not performed, there's large amounts of things that vocals wouldn't normally do, like the way it's sliding between pitches, the range. Certainly we vocalists would slide, but that's more stepped. It's an unnatural for a voice thing to occur. Those background vocals that were, again, very, very stepped, very programmed. The accuracy of that, right? When I do it, when any vocalist does it, it's not that accurate. I want to know how she deals with that. So incredibly fast and precise. My guess, I could be wrong, My guess is that she will just become completely unhinged, because that's what I know of Ado live so far. She'll take that a different direction, but I can't be sure. Yeah, I mean, we've heard Ado do those kinds of jumps, and certainly it was influenced by Vocaloids, which is why I think this is going to be so cool, because I get to hear one and then I get to hear the other. Full of like seemingly impossible jumps, range, intervals. It's impressive because I'm already picturing how Ado may encounter these with her own voice. See, is that going to be something that she does? Because it certainly could be, but that distorted sort of flangey sound, that's pretty awesome. See, I can imitate it. It really does. Listening to this stuff puts ideas in your own mind and voice, even though it's... I've had similar experiences listening to trumpet players and guitar players, so this makes a lot of sense to me, why this kind of thing exists. Oh man, that's a cool melody. Tension is building. That's interesting. I'm just now noticing that the lyrics are different on the top than the bottom. I thought they were mirrored initially, but no, that makes it very hard to keep up with the lyrics. It's cool. It's interesting. I don't know if this is going to be the case with hers, but they're actually using those drastic interval changes in the Vocaloid line as a rhythmic element, not just a melodic element. The way it... that's really, really hard to do as a vocalist, to make it rhythmic like that, but... Will it be in the same key? You know, I might feel differently if this was in a language that I understood, but it is interesting how articulate she actually, she is in the Vocaloid is, right? Like, it's very, very human in some ways and very not human in other ways. It's haunting. See, now they are mirrored. Huh. Huh. Okay, Otto's version. Same key. I think the same tempo. And listen to her vibrato. Oh, you appreciate her humanity all the more. Hearing her sing this melody, she floats over this melody already. So, oh, that's beautiful. She's handling the she's handling those intervals incredibly. Live instrumentalist too. Well, I guess I wouldn't expect anything less. Yeah. This slams. Listen to the bass movement. It's a counter movement to what the vocals are doing. Good writing. I gotta hear that again. Hear how she leaned into the distortion there? That's something we definitely did not hear from Vocaloid. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Yeah! Subtle distortion, but she eased into it. She let that note float and then added weight and then added distortion. The nuances that only a vocalist and a vocalist like Otto can do. And the attention to detail live here is incredible. She's keeping up with the tempo. She's keeping up with the articulation. Fun. And I love that squeak, that little sigh at the end there. It's desperate, but it's such a wonderful, it's like a massage on your voice, right? To really lean in and then release. Otto's voice and the charm of her voice, what we love so much about it, is that she is constantly releasing it, right? She is releasing it for herself. She is releasing it for others. She doesn't hold it. She doesn't hold it and try to control it. There is an aspect of bringing it close, but only to release it. This is a metaphor for how we should do lots of things in life, and she displays this with her voice. And it's something that you can't get unless you're actually connecting with a real human. I love this contrast. I love being able to listen to the Vocaloid and then the human. Oh, there's the fast thing. And I want to hear that in its entirety, but I want to point something out here first. Hear that vibrato? And right there. Unlike the Vocaloid, which is very much, she's drawing, the whole band, there's this flux in tempo and pocket. So you tend to be like, that's partially because of the intensity that she has with her voice, but it's partially because of the way the rhythm is fluctuating and drawing you in and then pushing you back, playing with your ear, playing with your consciousness. She's a part of this, and it's beautiful. Part of it's the vibrato. She sits in that pocket and then gets just outside it, just behind it with that one note. And then there she gets extra witchy. I talk a lot more about developing that posture in the free course, the new free course on Ado that I have linked below in the pinned comment or video description. But this posture, is something that she uses so frequently. But again, she doesn't hold it. She doesn't get locked into it. She uses it to taste, to get her distortions, to convey emotion, but also to increase her range and her variable weight and possibility across her range. That contrast unlocks so much in her voice. Yes! Like, there's no way I could do that. There's no way. I do not have the tongue dexterity. That is absolutely nuts. And then that she went up into her head voice for just one note, coordinated enough to have one note be in her head voice in the midst of all this pacing and all this chest voice and leaning into that intensity, and then up, absolutely incredible. You know what? I shouldn't say that I couldn't or I could never do that. That's a bad way to think. I would need a lot of practice, though. I'm sure I could practice and develop going line by line. And I've had experiences with that before, where there was a line that I never thought I could ever do, and I put in the time and I made it work. But wow. And that note had the vibrato on it too. That so cool. So that scream, we've talked about this in other Ado songs, particularly in the Aishite live. I've analyzed this scream. So go check that out for a more comprehensive explanation of that. But head voice. Let your head voice collide with your chest voice. Exploit the break. Don't try to blend. Now, as you feel yourself descending and landing in your chest voice, try to fry. Loose vocal cord engagement right in that break, and then press into that break. Then, once you find that little sweet spot where you're right in between your chest and your head voice, raise the pitch. Think raise the pitch. Hey! And you get that sound. This is what she's doing. And she did such an incredible job of going from that to the sweetness of that voice and the quiet. She changed even better than the Vocaloid did. I was wondering how that contrast was going to happen, especially live, because oftentimes it's hard to, take back that energy. Yes! She did it. that's just just an octave? Yeah, it's an octave. She's doing an octave higher than I'm doing it, but is she going between her head and her chest? Or is it all in her chest? A head voice. That is all head voice. That's incredible. So low head voice. Whoa. That is another one of those, just you practice the coordination, like, you know, shooting free throws in basketball, feel things out, but so incredibly articulate, so incredibly difficult, especially in the context of everything else that's going on. The accuracy that she has. And I don't hear it being manipulated by pitch correction either. Gosh. Notice how light those little pops up are into those. I cannot believe it. They're also like forward and bellish. She's down here in this sort of voice, and then when she goes like that's the coordinate, not the notes, but the coordination that she's using. It's this sort of breathy head voice or maybe upper chest, and then she has this much more sharp and almost brittle high, but it's so pure. The same notes, and she keeps adding weight and changing registrations too. Incredible. Crazy, you can hear the crowd bleed. This is well mixed too. It sounds very operatic there. So many styles that she touches on. Now, did they just put the Vocaloid back in for a second just to sort of pay tribute to that? Or is she... I think that sounds Vocaloid-ish. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please let me know in the comments if you think it's the same thing. It sounds different than the version that at least I listened to in terms of timbre on the Vocaloid, but that's cool if that's what they did. What? There's background vocals down back there too. Oh, the tonal changes that she makes. There's this growth that happens with her tone and her placement, as well as her grit. She has some of the most compelling vocals I've ever heard, and the fact that she does this stuff live with such nuance. I love that. it's like she's creating this shape with that run. We have yeah, witchy, and compressed, distorted, yeah. But then it's darkened as she goes down. It's not just yeah. That's obnoxious. It's also not yeah. That's boring. So we have this shape that you create. This is one of those things that, unless you're listening for it, you don't really know why you love her voice so much, but you love it because of these kinds of things. She creates shapes with her voice and colors, but specifically in this case, shapes. That contrast is... And right on beat! The amount of practice and discipline that you have to nail these things, and as physically demanding as what she's doing is. And let's not forget that this is in the context of a whole show. She didn't get up and, I don't think, just perform this one song. Did you hear how witchy that high note was in contrast to the last time she did it? It was like that instead of oh. Remember I said it was like super bellish and sharp last time? Now it's ah! Two completely different approaches. That's the witchy I was talking about, and something that I cover in the free course. Such a valuable thing to know how to do with your voice. I also want to say something else here about stamina, because I mentioned, she's doing this whole show, and we've seen this over and over again with her, and those of you who have gone to her shows can probably attest to the same thing. She seems to have a superhuman amount of energy, and she has obviously practiced and built up this stamina over time. But a big part of her stamina is her ability to approach her voice in so many different ways in such a short amount of time. So she's not tiring out one muscle coordination. It's very much like regular exercising. If you focus on just doing one thing with your body, one repetitive stress thing, like, let's say I'm lifting this water bottle like this, and I do just this with just this motion for an hour. This muscle's going to get really tired. My forearm's going to get really tired. My brain's going to get tired, but the rest of my body, there might be some tension, but it's not going to get tired. And I might even injure myself. However, if I'm doing this, if I'm handling this water bottle in all sorts of different ways for the same amount of time, using all the different muscles that I have available to me, I can go a lot longer handling this water bottle. Weird analogy, maybe. It really does illustrate in a crude way how she's able to, and how vocalists are able to last so long, doing lots of things in short amounts of time, not creating one tone or one shtick or one thing that you do, but all over. Do you hear the Philanders? Oh. It's shaky, it's open, it's long, it's so weepy. Wow. Just to stop and breathe. I like the stark black and white. I think that's really cool. The little bit of blue. Wow. Oh, wow. So fun. I mean, every song I review of hers, especially live, I hear something that I didn't know she was capable of or that she had in her wheelhouse as a vocalist. It is so inspiring to me. Don't forget, as a special thanks to you for supporting me on this channel and being here with me in my journey of discovery with Ado's music, click that link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course centered around Ado's technique, Ado's voice, helping you unlock things in your own voice using Ado as a direct inspiration. And here's a growing playlist of Ado analysis videos right here on the channel. We'll see you for more.